Alright, we won the die roll. And yeah, we can keep this, I guess. I guess Gearsmith's kind of a dead card here, isn't it? But I still think this hand's reasonable. We have both colors. It'd be pretty ridiculous to mulligan a hand like this, I think. I think we are going to play the mechanic as a grizzly bear just to get something down early because the rest of our hand is like 4 and 5 drops. It doesn't seem like the greatest idea to chill out on that. I mean, I don't think so. I think we play it. You don't want to accidentally click yes on that, do you? Because you'd have to bounce one of your lands, so don't ever accidentally click yes on a mechanic if you got nothing but lands. That would be devastating. A grizzly bear that you have to bounce a land with? Yeah, that'd be no bueno. Alright, well, now we're looking pretty solid. We get to go Pioneer into Stomper. And I presume we're just going to play the Pioneer as a 3-2. So we don't have to offer the trade with the Hawk. Alright. So, I mean, we're in a pretty good position to race here considering we have the Stomper. Just big time game changer. There's our freighter, but we're going to go for the... Well, we actually could go for a freighter. Yeah, it might actually make sense. Just it's going to way more effectively let us beat down here. So we'll play freighter into Stomper, and next turn we can just swing for a lot. Pioneer, like I said, would make better use of mana, but... And I guess it would keep the Hawk at bay. But I still think Freighter's better. I mean, considering we've got this Stomper coming down, I think it's way better. This card is so good. I know I've said that a lot, but it's just insane. Like, why does it have Trample? I'm glad it does, but 5 mana, 5/4 gain 5 would have been insane. Put Trample on it? It's like, it's just ridiculous. Well, that was a bad idea on my opponent's part, but we'll take it. No reason to use the... I can't activate my freighter, so... Main deck Creeping Mold, alright. Well, we've got the Gearsmith to get it back at some point, right? Alright, well now the flying makes sense. Yeah. Ooh, Mastodon of our own, huh? Alright, let's get in with Stomper. And play our own Mastodon. I haven't seen the main deck Creeping Mold yet. That's a little bit of a surprise. So opponent can't give flying anymore. Alright. Artisan. Well, Pioneer's going to look good as a 3-2. Ooh. We've got some courage. Some liquid courage. All right. Let's bash a Reno here. Hmm. All right. It still works for me. So, opponent's losing a lot of things. We end up still pretty good. Plus, we get the Pioneer, and my opponent doesn't have a good blocker for that anymore. And they take a little trample damage. Yeah, all in all, I think it's just fine. So we'll play our Pioneer as a 3-2, so it can attack into the Hawk. Well, a Gearsmith would be really good right now. Gearsmith would be pretty amazing. I would not mind having a Stomper back. All right. Mastodon. Ooh, Freighter number 2. All right. Well, let's bash with Pioneer. So next turn we can swing with Freighter, Mastodon, and Pioneer. Huh. Well, how could they most profitably block here? I think we want to do that because if I attack with Freighter, Pioneer, and Mastodon, my opponent could double block the Mastodon, but then I think they would die to the Freighter plus the... Oh, I guess the Pioneer can block the Pioneer, huh? It makes it a little more complicated. So I swing with Freighter. What is my opponent's best blocks? I guess they could just trade for the Mastodon. If I attack with the Mastodon and the Freighter, what's my opponent's best blocks? They can go... Could they go Mastodon and Servo? Let's do the best case scenario here. Or attack with Freighter, Mastodon, Pioneer. Opponent blocks Pioneer on Pioneer, trades. They go Mastodon, Servo. Then they block Herald on Freighter. That leaves me with the Freighter. Pioneers trade. Mastodon dies for a Servo. I don't like that. Basically, I eat a Herald of the Fair, a Servo, and a Pioneer, and I lose a Mastodon and a Pioneer. That doesn't seem like a great deal for me. If I just attack with the Freighter, my opponent can block with a Herald and a Servo. And they take 2 trample. What could I draw? What am I hoping to draw? I guess Appetite for the Unnatural would be great. I have 2 of those. Snarethopter would help. Yeah, this is a real debate here. I guess we can just attack with the Freighter. I don't really want to offer a Mastodon for a Servo. That's a bad trade. So let's just put the Freighter, because I can deal with the Pioneer too, right? Or do I not have a way to deal with the Pioneer? Seed Sculptor would do it too. Yeah, I think we're just going to swing Freighter. I'll trade it for a Herald and a Servo. Or I'll trade it for the Mastodon. This is giving my opponent more options, but my problem is, like I said, I really don't think it's a good idea to trade a Mastodon for a Servo. Like, I'm much more on board with that trade, because now I can keep swinging with our Mastodon. I guess I'm a little bummed for that trade only because I have 2 appetite for the unnaturals, and that was like basically my only legitimate target. Like, I definitely don't want to cast it on a servo. But trading a Pioneer for a Pioneer didn't seem great, and trading, like I said, that Mastodon block, even if my opponent didn't see it, that the risk of that was too great, I think. Ah, double Pioneer. All right. Well, that's complicating things here. Ooh, acrobatic maneuver. All right, well, let's give vigilance and I guess I can swing with these 2. I don't really want to swing with the Pioneer. It's my best acrobatic maneuver target. All right, so I can get rid of 2 servos and a Herald, or I can get rid of the Hawk and the Herald. Probably the Hawk and the Herald, leave them with some servos. I don't think those matter all that much anyway. So, all right. Yeah, this trade actually ends up being fine, I think. Okay. So now we can play the land and pass. And if my opponent just attacks with the Pioneer, I can block and maneuver and get a servo. Or maybe I want to keep it a 3-2 and draw the card. I actually don't know. I'm going to get the counter. All right. Oh, geez. Opponent's hand was much better than mine. All right, well, Artisan's going to work. Do counter again and pass. Guess I need to trade Pioneer for a responder here. Gearsmith would be insane right now if I could get it. Well, I was hoping for an artifact. I do hate to see a dead appetite. Getting outdrawn here, the classic Alex Stephenson. Yeah, I guess I'm going to have to blow that up, sadly. Four, 7, 9 damage we're going to have to take. All right. All right. So we'll blow it up. Gain some life. Well, it does help. It does help. All right. Well, pretty happy to see a P-foul right now. That's not a good sign. Ah, man. Don't you just hate the Alex Stephenson debuff? Just minus 50% to good top decking. All right, so which one do we want back? I guess the Stomper. My opponent's at... Yeah, because they have the 1/4 blocker, so I guess we want the Stomper. Yeah, that makes the most sense. Guess I should have attacked first, huh? That was a good draw. That was a good rip. Oh no. Wait. All right. All right. Well, that was still super close. Most timely swamp ever. We were like, how many turns did we have left? Like 2 maybe? 2 turns possibly? That was crazy. That came down to pretty much swamp or wild wanderer or bust. Is that even true? I guess cultivator would have been pretty nice too. Or snare thopter would have put a 2-turn clock on my opponent. Or another freighter would have been great. Or a seed sculpt. Okay, we had a lot of draws actually. but that was still very close. So opponents got multiple pioneers, which does actually make takedown great, because whether they do the servos or this, either option, this kills them pretty good. I might actually want the takedown. Multiple pioneers, as well as the hawk. Yeah, let's bring in the takedown, I think. What do I want to cut for it? It's got to be a non-creature spell, probably an appetite. Like, we did see multiple mastodons, though. Do I want to do the maneuver instead? We didn't see a lot of spot removal out of our opponent. Otherwise, I could do the courage, but I like courage. All right, let's cut the maneuver. I like the maneuver too, but I want to keep the appetites around. Just having a 3-mana kill your stupid Bastion Mastodon and gain life seems too good. Plus, there might be a revoke privileges or something in there. Ooh, this is a good hand. I think we're still going to hold off. Well, we're definitely playing a Grizzly Bear mechanic because, wait a second. Jeez, that card's pretty strong. All right, so we're going to go mechanic into Freighter. Curving out. The second ability is insane, right? Yeah, you just make huge dudes. I mean, he needs creatures in order to make huge dudes, but still. Still. Opponent's curving like a madman here. All right, let's make the Freighter. I don't know if I don't even have any removal for this, do I? No, I have Hunt the Weak, I guess, but geez, I gotta find that quick. Card's a big problem. I guess I have Fumigate too. All right. Artisan. 3/3 Artisan. Got it. All right. So we can play Stomper next turn. That's relevant. So we can play Pioneer. Would we prefer it to be a 3/2 or a 2/1? If I make it a 3/2, I can trade with Artisan or eat Hawk, which seems good. I might just take the Artisan because I'm going to play a Stomper next turn. All right, let's play the Pioneer and make a 3/2. That way it keeps both the other creatures at bay. And I don't think I wanted to attack with Freighter there because opponent cracking back for 5. Although I am playing the Stomper, maybe it was worth it to do it, actually. So I can make this trade or I can take it. I think we're actually going to take it. Squadding. Squadding out, bro. All right. I see. So now I can block the Freighter. Opponent can still make this fly, too. I can play Artisan plus Construct. That's actually not terrible either, is it? The longer the game goes, the bigger problem that's going to be. That's a issue. So I can play Artisan. Optimum play here. Because Squad's got Menace. That's going to be a problem. And if you give it Flying, I can't do anything about that either. Well, I've got Reach. All right, let's go Artisan plus Construct here. Snare Thopter's not bad either, actually. I guess we'll keep that. This guy's a mana away from making 4/4s every turn. I mean, that's going to be a big problem. I still think we got to pass, though. Guess I could have activated Freighter off the Construct. Maybe I needed to. I mean, making 4/4s every turn is going to be pretty tough to beat. I guess I should have... I don't know. I don't know what I should have done. This is tough. Like, I don't know how I'm going to beat 4/4s every turn unless I kill Ovia, but I don't know how to kill Ovia. I can't really attack because I'm severely behind on the race. So I'm both severely behind on the race and I need to keep up with the board. So I'm just in a really, really difficult spot here. All right, so I think we attack with Pioneer. We're going to have to play Stomper. Gain some life. And pass. Such a remarkably strong ability. It's absolutely insane. It is absolutely insane. Like, it's got to be one of the strongest effects you could possibly ask for in Limited. Just spit out dudes all day. Like, that is so insane to me. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous how strong that is. But not swinging with the Hawk. All right, well, guess we'll block like this. Take 4. Okay, so I can't leave up. I'm at 14. My opponent could smash for 9, 12, 13. I really want to play both these spells, but I can't. I may just attack with... If I attack with Freighter, Pioneer, Stomper, that's 13 damage. Opponent might just want to take it to smash back. I can leave up the Appetite so I don't die. Yeah, I think we're going to have to go for that. We'll see how my opponent blocks, because I can also just Appetite the construct that blocks. And what this does is make me take a lot less. Make him take trample damage too. Either way, we're trampling over. So I've actually got some options here. I think we're just going to blow up the construct that's blocking because we trample over and gain life. But we could take the trade and get rid of this, it leaves our opponent with 3. I guess it turns into 4 creatures. Ooh. I see. Well, kill both of those, kill the construct. That doesn't leave my opponent in a great spot. Lets us continue to fly over top as well. Should I leave my opponent with a 4/4, or we can? I kind of like trampling through and dealing 8 to my opponent and then following up with Snare Thopter and still getting in with the Freighter. That probably is the best. So let's just kill the thing that's blocking my Trampler. Keep the Freighter. Deal 8. Set up for a Snare Thopter next turn. All right. Yeah, I mean, considering, I would say that worked out pretty well. Considering what we just destroyed was like, you know, just basically free for my opponent. Yeah, Ovia seems way strong. Okay. All right. Aetherborn. I'm actually a little surprised my opponent played the Aetherborn. Well, I guess it sets up for a better Ovia. That maybe does make sense. All right, we're going to take the 4 here. So we're going to play Snare Thopter. We're still going to activate Freighter. It's going to force some blocking for sure because of Trample. So I play Thopter. Let me make sure I'm not dying here. So I'm getting in for 6 in the air, which means my opponent has to stop 2 of this damage. So that means they probably have to block with the Aetherborn. And then they can only smash back for 6. Yeah, I think we got to do that. We got to force some blocks here, I think. So let's just smash away, force some chumpage, or trading more likely. I mean, we definitely want to force a trade here, I think. Oh, they're just going to try and kill us with the combat trick? I guess that is a good idea. So if they have a pump spell, I guess we're dead. Yeah, and we've already seen the pump spell from them, haven't we? Oh, well. Yeah, that's lethal. All right. El Bummerino. Was hoping to walk away with a stolen victory there, but I didn't factor the double block. Bummer. All right. Let's go to game 3 here. I still think takedown's probably okay. I wish I had more ways to deal with Ovia. That's just going to be tough, huh? Yeah, it is. Yes, it is. No choice. My last card had been Ornamental Courage. That would have been insane. This hand is terrible. We're going to mulligan. This hand is also terrible. So, classic Game 3 multi-5. Well, at least I guess my opponent's mulliganing too, but unfortunately we got to go to 5. Ugh. 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 This hand is horrific. Oh my god. All right, we're going to bottom it. Bottom that. So they top a card. Yeah, it's not what I like to see. That's not really what I like to see either. So I can play the God, he can just... Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Yeah. Guess we'll play it. Do I even want to bounce the construct? Not really. All right. This will double block. Oh no. What a crying shame. Oh yes, Renegade Freighter, right at the nick of time. Guess I should have taken... I actually forgot about the module ability there, but they still did need the trick. It's kind of been this format in a nutshell for me right now. My decks just refuse to give me reasonable hands, consistently reasonable hands. Can't even cast Fumigate, even if I were to have Fumigate. Alrighty. See you round 2.